It is time for Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 KADQ and MyLocalRadio.com. Rebel Sports brought to you in part by the Rich School District, Evanston Regional Hospital, Ready, West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, the Come On In, the Station on Main, Les Schwab Plains Tire, Stacy's Repair, Summit Pizza, Little Springs Water, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, Ellingford Brothers, Hometown Drive-In, the Town of Woodruff, T7 Propane, Bear Lake Realty, Independent Software Solutions, McKay Frankham DDS, and the Crawford Trough. Let's go to the Les Schwab Plains Tire broadcast booth and join the voice of the Rebels, Aaron Poling.
And we welcome you to the Les Schwab Plains Tire broadcast booth as we begin the Summit Pizza Company pregame show. I'm Aaron Poling, joined by Rob Leifson in a moment, as this is the Summit Pizza Company pregame show. When we come back, we will set the scene for tonight's matchup as you are watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at MyLocalRadio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KADQ.
When pizza is calling your name, order a Summit Pizza. With homemade dough and all fresh ingredients, every pizza is a culinary masterpiece. Owners Thad and Melissa Willis are Rich High School alumni. They continue the Rebel tradition of excellence and service. Feed your taste buds, feel the happiness with a fresh homemade pizza from Summit Pizza. Don't forget the Doodles, a Summit Pizza original creation. Summit Pizza, 70 West Logan Road, Garden City.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at MyLocalRadio.com, as well as on 98.3 KADQ. As this is time for your Little Springs scene set for today's matchup, as the Bear Lake Bears, they come in 4-2 overall. They haven't played a conference game yet. The Rebels 3-4 overall after a tough weekend at the Cokeville Invitational, as they are 1-0 in region. And we bring in my broadcast colleague, Rob Leifson. As Rob, what do they got to do to kind of get it back on track? I mean, a lot of people kind of are acting like the fall is skying, but in reality, this team record-wise, they're not far off where they were last year.
No, they're about the same spot. And I did have a chance to talk with some of the players today. They know very well what happened at Cokeville. Last year, they returned the favor to them, and losing the first two sets and then taking the next three. It's on their mind. I hope they stay focused and don't let that get in their head too much, because that could become a challenge.
Yeah, I mean, for two sets of the game against Bear Lake, they were the better team, and unfortunately kind of got away from them in the last three. So, I mean, as they kind of got away from them in those last sets. When we come back, we'll have your standout student of the week, Carter Hoffman, as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at MyLocalRadio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KADQ.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
Rich School School District has a legendary history of student success in the classroom and in other areas. Over 70% of Rich High students are involved in extracurricular activities. Participation in the classroom, on the field, in the gym, or on the stage helps students reach their potential. Working together with students, the community, and an amazing staff, we have the opportunity to build tomorrow's leaders. Rich School District, focusing on success, one student at a time.
When you need automotive service on your car, truck, semi, or tractor, call Clay and the team at J-Bar Auto in Randolph. J-Bar Auto also offers competitive pricing on tires for all vehicles. Call or stop by J-Bar Auto today.
I'm here with this week's T7 Propane Standout Student of the Week, Carter Hoffman. Carter, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So you guys picked up a pretty big win last week over Monticello, a team that a lot of people have at the top of the 8-man division. What does it feel coming away from that victory?
It feels good. I liked it a lot.
You collected 2 touchdowns and were responsible for 4 in week 1. So if you do the quick math, that's 6 total touchdowns you're responsible for. Just go ahead and talk about the start of the season that you guys are off to offensively.
It's been really fun. I've got some heck of blockers for me, like Jordan Johnson, Talon Pace, Carson Meerbrook. I can't do without those guys. JJ Chandler, there's another one.
It's week 2 of your junior year. You guys are back in school. What does it mean to be back in school, to be with all your teammates, whether they be the basketball teammates, football teammates, and just kids that you hang out with?
It's really fun. I mean, I don't really like school too much, but those guys make it fun.
What are your goals for this year, both academics-wise and athletics-wise?
So I'm on Honor Society, so I'd like to keep it that way. And then for sports, I'd like to win a state championship.
So what do you guys have to do to continue this role? I mean, 2 big wins over 2 teams that were in the preseason polls better than you guys, quote unquote. What do you guys got to do to continue the role this week against Altamont?
We just got to keep doing our jobs and keep working hard during practice.
So a little more personal question. What do you want to see out of this school year for yourself? I mean, it's your junior year, so you do have another one left, but you're getting, if you take a look at your the history of school, is that you're getting towards the end. So what do you want to see out of yourself and just in the last 2 years?
I don't know. I just want to have fun, make it a party, and just go out, I just have fun, I guess.
One last question for you. What should the world know about Carter Hoffman?
I want you to know that I feel like I'm a really hard worker. I love winning, hate losing.
We want to thank Carter Hoffman for being this week's T7 Propane Standout Student of the Week, as he had a big game last week against Monticello, comes away with a couple of touchdowns, counted for all touchdowns that the Rebels scored actually in the contest. As when we come back, we will hear from Stephanie Birch, the Bear Lake head coach on the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show, as you are watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
When you have an emergency, choose Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Open 24/7, the professional emergency room staff is trained for trauma, medical, cardiac, pediatric, orthopedic, and obstetric emergencies. Bear Lake Memorial is a critical access level 3 trauma center, offering immediate access to radiology, lab services, surgery, and internal medicine consults. The ER teams are well-trained professionals who are ready to act. When you have an emergency, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
The team at T7 Propane in Woodruff is always cheering for the Rich Rebels, in sports, in the classroom, and in life. For quality professional propane service, call T7 Propane in Woodruff, 435-793-4208. When you're hungry for an amazing breakfast, just like Grandma used to make, visit our bakery on Main Street in Randolph. We hand make fresh pastries for you to enjoy. Supporting the Rich Rebels and thanking you for your business, visit our bakery today.
I'm here with the Bear Lake Bears varsity volleyball coach. That is Coach Stephanie Birch. Coach Birch, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
So you guys are coming off of a pretty good tournament in Cokeville that is a tough tournament to play in. There's a lot of really good teams there, and you guys had a pretty good showing. Can you talk about what you saw on your team so far this season that's made you happy?
A lot of these girls haven't had a lot of varsity experience. And so being able to gel and have chemistry and buy into my style so quickly into the season was really encouraging to me. I mean, we've put a lot of effort in the summer and early on the first couple of weeks, but actually seeing some of those things we've been preaching every single day kind of come out to play this tournament was really encouraging.
So when you guys need a leadership, a voice out on the floor, who is the player that you guys turn to?
That's hard because everybody on my team is so naturally quiet. And so trying to get them to be a vocal leader has been one of our challenges. But I have a pretty good balanced attack on the outside hitter position. So once we get one of those two girls going, usually kind of leads us to some success. Those two seem to be the ones that people follow.
So you yourself, you're a Bear Lake graduate, so you understand the rivalry between Bear Lake and Rich. Do you want to go ahead and discuss it for a second?
I do. You know, I started playing varsity when I was a freshman, and there is a long-standing rivalry between those Rebels and the Bears, and it's just fun. It's just a great atmosphere where two really traditionally competitive teams get to play some really good volleyball. Some of the best volleyball in this area, for sure.
Speaking of competitive teams and competitive games, I'm sure the Rebel fans aren't really going to want to hear this portion of the interview, but you guys did play Rich at the Cokeville Invitational. You guys fell behind 0-2, and you were able to turn the tables, win 3 straight sets. Very similar to a game, I know you weren't the coach, but a game that happened last year in Bear Lake where the Rebels were the team that fell behind. So just talk about what kind of got your team going in that third set and, you know, how that can really help you guys going forward throughout the season.
You know, we started off that game pretty timid and not really being the attacker and the aggressor. Traditionally, the last couple of weeks, we've been a really good passing team, and our passing really struggled. And so then we couldn't get our hitting. And it was just a lot of things like that. And finally, going into the third set, we started playing more our style of aggressive volleyball. I told the girls, I mean, if you're down 0-2, what do you have to lose? Just be aggressive. We practice way harder than the effort that we're giving in this game. So let's try to change that around and give ourselves a chance.
One last question for you, Coach. A Coach Birch team, what principles do they have? What principles do you try to instill in your players?
You know, I want gritty players. Those kids that are just willing to do the not fun stuff, the not pretty stuff. I think that's what is the catalyst to success. I want Bear Lake volleyball to be known for just hard-nosed, competitive, good kids.
We want to thank Stephanie Birch for being a part of our pregame coaches show brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth. As part of our Summit Pizza Company pregame show, when we come back, we'll hear from Rich Rebels varsity head coach Danelle Wazin. You are watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Ready is committed to providing superior services to our customers by requiring individual accountability for excellence in quality, safety, and dependability. We are a growing company that is currently hiring across Wyoming, Colorado, Texas, Nevada, Idaho, and elsewhere. Our valued team members receive competitive wages, full benefits, and weekly pay. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
The best trips away from home always come when you know you're among friends. This is Coulter Patterson, General Manager at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. I invite you to stay with us every time you're here. We've got the absolute best staff. Lots of our team members have been working together for years, and we feel like we're a happy family. I guarantee you'll feel that when you come stay with us. We're always glad that you choose the Come On In, and we'll do everything to make your stay comfortable and relaxing. The Come On In Hotel and Suites is the best place to stay because we have the best staff in Casper. Come on in today.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997.
Here with the Rich Rebels varsity volleyball coach. That's Coach Nell Wasden. And Coach, how you doing today?
Good.
Last week, to start the week, you guys went on the road, got a victory over Kemmer in a game that I thought you guys played very well. You guys served the ball really well there, too. Talk about that game.
Yeah, it was a good game for us. They showed up and served and hit the ball hard, and yeah, they did a great job. It was a fun night for them.
So you guys played in the Cokeville Invitational this weekend, which is probably one of the toughest earlier season tournaments in the state of Utah, state of Wyoming, maybe even the state of Idaho. There's a lot of really good teams that go there, and you got to play some really good teams. Can you kind of give me a synopsis of the weekend?
Yeah, so we were in a tough bracket to start with Mountain View and Star Valley and Grace, and gave us an opportunity to learn a lot. I loved how the girls played Friday night. They showed up better than I've seen them all year against some tough competition, so that was really fun. Came back Saturday and struggled. Definitely didn't play our best, but hopefully learned some things from that too.
So you guys had the real quick turnaround from a lot of the kids not getting home till midnight, then having to be back in Cokeville by 8 in the morning was the first game. Can you just talk about some of the stuff you guys had to battle through, the stuff that was outside of your control, maybe a little fatigue from stuff like that?
Yeah, for sure there was some fatigue. I think mental fatigue, physical fatigue. We first week of school, Wednesday night was an opening social, Thursday a game, Friday, like you said, started at 8 and get done till 11, and then back again at 8 that morning. And yeah, there was definitely some fatigue there, but some stuff that I think out of our control we couldn't do anything about, but also some things in our control that we can do a little bit better. So we're going to try to control the controllables.
So some of the kids that only played one game played 6 games. So that means Paige Smith, who plays both JV and varsity, played about 12 games throughout the weekend. How is getting this many games in, especially going into a week where you guys play 3 and 3, how is this going to help you guys?
I think it's going to show us that, yeah, we have to work hard in practice, because our weekends are going to be just as tough as our weekdays. So the harder we work and the more conditioned we are, the easier it is going to be to show up on those long weekends.
The good thing about playing such good competition early in the season, as it shows some of the things your team's going to have to work on, and it does it early in the season in games that I don't want to say don't matter, but aren't going to really affect you down the line. What are some of the things that you want to see out of your team this week?
My biggest thing for my team is I want them to play aggressively. I want us to swing at balls and have some confidence in their skills that they can do that.
So you guys get Bear Lake, and Saturday Bear Lake, the girls came out great, win the first 2 sets, and unfortunately something happened to us that happened to them last year in Bear Lake. Being on the other side of it, it stings a little bit more, but how excited are you guys to get back out on the floor and see that particular team right away this week?
I'm super excited. I can't wait for them to learn some things in practice this week and then go out and play like I really know they know how.
So you guys have a couple of region opponents coming up this week, one in Tabiona, one in Altamont. What do you guys have to do to continue the hot start in region?
I think we have to take every point serious, every match serious, and play to the girls' potential all weekend, because you never know what could happen, and there's a lot of tough teams in our conference. So
awesome. Appreciate your time. We want to thank Danelle Wasden for being a part of the Pregame Coaches Show, brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital and the Summit Pizza Company. Pregame show is actually the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show. We come back, we'll have some keys to today's game and meet your 2023 Rich Rebels. You're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com and listening on 98.3 KDQ.
When you're experiencing pain from an injury or pain for an unknown reason, it can negatively impact how you function every day. It's good to know that individually supervised physical therapy is available at Evanston Regional Hospital. From athletes to seniors, we assist patients with personalized treatment plans. We offer a broad range of therapies, including cardiac rehab, post-surgical rehab, concussion recovery, and sports rehab. Ask your family doctor if physical therapy is right for you, or call one of our therapy departments directly. Evanston Regional Hospital, helping you get your life back.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. You always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
At the Evanston Walmart, you'll find all the tools students need to succeed. Our team is committed to providing quality products and an excellent shopping experience. Stop in today, 125 North 2nd Street, Evanston. Walmart. Save money, live better.
The town of Garden City is home to beautiful Bear Lake, where families play together. We welcome you to Garden City and invite you to visit bearlake.org for places to explore and information on upcoming events year-round. The town of Garden City welcomes you as we cheer on the Rich Rebels.
When pizza is calling your name, order a Summit Pizza. With homemade dough and all fresh ingredients, every pizza is a culinary masterpiece. Owners Thad and Melissa Willis are rich high school alumni. They continue the Rebel tradition of excellence and service. Feed your taste buds, feel the happiness with a fresh homemade pizza from Summit Pizza. Don't forget the Doodles, a Summit Pizza original creation. Summit Pizza, 70 West Logan Road, Garden City.
You hear that? That's the sound your new water makes just before it gets to your bottle. You see, at Little Spring Water, they don't add a thing. It's the purest, cleanest, and healthiest water you could possibly drink. It's nature in a bottle. Little Spring Water is a family-owned and operated bottled water company right here in Utah. Nestled in a beautiful canyon in Bear Lake, this spring has been in the family for 5 generations, and now it can be in yours as well. It's high-quality premium drinking water packaged in a durable, recyclable bottle that won't spill or crack on you and can be refilled multiple times. No chemicals, no additives, just pure, clean, healthy water. And because Little Spring Water is local, you can get it at a fraction of the cost. Look for Little Spring Water at a grocery store near you. If you don't see it, ask your grocer for it by name. Little Spring Water. It's nature in a bottle.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. As we are going to move along to our starting lineups, we will introduce you to the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity team, as we'll do that in between sets, as it looks like we're about to get started a little early on a Thursday night. Let's introduce you to the starting lineup for the Bear Lake Bears. You got number 2, Sadie Shaw, the junior. The sophomore, number 6, Cortland Skinner. Sophomore, number 11, Claudia Johnson. Another sophomore, number 17, Emmy Sharp. Junior, number 19, Brindley Birch. And to round out the starting lineup, senior, number 22, Lily Crockett. For your Rich Rebels, you got number 9, senior, Casey Wilson. Number 15, sophomore, Paige Smith. As number 21, Janie Walentine. Number 25, senior, Violet Taylor. Number 40, senior, Haiti Pugmar. Number 41, senior, Hannah Scott. As we're going to get a late change to the starting lineup, as it looks like Ava Ellsworth is going to start in lieu of Paige Smith. Got to imagine in the rotation, Smith will come on to play the front row. As we are about set to get going, as I'm Aaron Poling, that's Rob Leifson. Thank you for joining us here live from Randolph. As Rob, let's quickly go over some Ellingford Brothers keys to today's game for all your cement, sand, and gravel needs. Call Ellingford Brothers in Evanston.
Well, I'd say one of the biggest keys in my mind, Aaron, would be the service line. You saw in the Cokeville tournament when the Rebels had a large number of aces, things rolled well, but when it got a lot of service errors, and it seemed to be at the wrong time, just when you would pull within 1 or 2 to a team, you'd get a service error, and it seemed to take the momentum right away. So I want to see service with a smile.
Well, my key to the game is going to be communicate. I talked about on Saturday in that Evanston game that there were times where it felt like there was a player there ready for the dig, but a player out of desperation reached up to try to get the ball, not knowing that player was behind him. So they reach up, try to get it. Instead, they knock it away. So I think for the Rebels, communicate. You cannot over-communicate. As we probably break a record for how many times you say communicate in a 5-second span, as the ball is in the hands of the Bears' first server. That's number 7, Taisley Neal. Actually, that's 17, Emmy Sharp, who leads this team with 16 aces, Rob.
They have some good servers as well.
Couple of servers for this Bears team, over 90% on ball going over the net. As she approaches, ball over net, dug out by Ellsworth in the back row. Rebels go middle of the floor to Pugmire. She attacks that left hand and just misses that corner down the right wing sideline, as that's out of bounds across the near side for first point, Bear Lake.
Called out by her dad, so it can't get much worse than that.
Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of Pugmire's flag judges recently for this Rebels team. Ball served over, dug out by Ellsworth. They go to Scott, left wing. She attacks. That is too far out of bounds across that back line. 2-0 Bears on the Station on Main scoreboard. As, of course, it was Tyler Pugmire who was a flag judge, and for one of the serve attempts for Haiti, she called it initially in, but it was really out. As that serve rockets off the arms of Taylor, and the Rebels can't keep it alive. It's going to fall in. The Bears go up 3-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Not the start the Rebels were looking for.
Absolutely not.
Back to the line is Sharp. Ball over. Dug out by Ellsworth. It's going to go over the net. Bears look to set up the offense. As it'll be Crockett with the left hand. She attacks. That goes too far out of bounds across the back line. Rebels pick up the point 3-1 as they'll send Hannah Scott for her first serve and the first serve for the Rebels of the game. Scott approaches from that left wing. Attacks with the right hand. Ball over. Dug out by Shaw. As they go to the left wing side for Skinner. Or make that Burt. She attacks, gets the first kill of the game. 4-1 as that goes through the hands of Ellsworth and out of bounds. 4-1 Bears. On the Station on Main scoreboard is Birch. Will go to the line to serve. Ball over. Dug out by Pugmire in the back row. They set up Taylor left wing. She attacks. Good diving effort there from Sharp to keep it alive. Bears have to dive to keep it alive. Able to do so. Rebels set up the attack. Pugmire's blocked right back down on the Rebels side, as I believe that was the freshman Hallie Wells who got to it. She leads the team with now 18 blocks. 5-1 Bears on the Station on Main scoreboard. As that serve over, dug out by Pugmire. Rebels are going to have to bump it over from the back row with Scott, able to do so. Bears set up the attack. They go middle of the floor to Wells. Scott with a nice dig back row. They set up Pugmire. She attacks from the left wing. That's tipped at the front of the net, out of bounds. Point will go to the Rebels, and Pugmire picks up the first kill. And as she does, she will go back to the line to serve. As Pugmire, as she lets it go, has 15 aces to her name. That's dug out by the Bears on the back row. They set up Skinner left wing, no avail. Rebels set up Taylor. Diving effort from Birch keeps it alive. As Skinner's going to have to bomb it over, and that's going to be a kill as it gets by the back row of the Rebels. Off the arm of Scott to the back wall, out of bounds. 6-2 on the Station on Main scoreboard with Wells going to the line to serve. Freshman lets it go. Dug out by Taylor. Ball's going to go right over on one attack as Scott's able to stick the arm out, keep it alive. Taylor, left wing attack. Off the arms of Wells. Bears chase it down, play it back to the middle where Wells reverse bumps it over. Rebels look to set up the attack. As they try to, it's going to be into the net by Taylor. Rebels had an opportunity there. Unfortunately, I think the bump was a little too close to the net for Wilson to save it. As Wells back to the line to serve. Taylor digs it out. They're going to go to Wallentine as that stays on the net. Ball back over. Wallentine attacks on the first hit. As that's going to be tipped over nicely by Wallentine as the Bears tried to play it back. Janie Wallentine with her first kill with the crafty play there, just tapping it over. As Paige Smith will check in for Ava Ellsworth.
Little pancake for Janie.
Casey Wilson serves. Dug out by Birch. Bears attack. Skinner, left wing, too far out of bounds as that hits one of the cheerleaders in the back line. 7-4. Heads up, these Bears outside hitters, they attack the ball hard. So if you're one of the cheerleaders in the back row, you got to keep your head on a swivel as Wilson serves the 7-4 point as they go middle of the floor. Wallentine tips it over. Bears nicely dug out. They're going to have to push it over as Pugmire gets the dig for the Rebel side. Go to Taylor, left wing. She attacks. Ball played over. Rebels have the ball. They go to Taylor, left wing. She attacks. That's going to go too far out of bounds. 8-4 Bears on the Station on Main scoreboard as we're going to get a substitution on the Bears side as Neal checks in for Crockett. Off the bench, right to the line to serve. Neal attacks with that right hand as it's a diving up from Scott to keep it alive. Ball goes over to the Bears side. The middle of the floor attack as Wilson with the dig. Rebels are going to bump it over with Wallentine. Bears look to set up the attack as they go Skinner near side as she knocks it off the front line out of bounds. Bears pick up the kill. 9-4 on the Station on Main scoreboard. The Bears will serve with Neal.
Skinner averaging 3 kills a set.
Ball over, dug out by Pugmire. Rebels set up Taylor, left wing. She attacks. That's off the front row, and that's going to stay in on that far side as some of the Rebels can't believe it. But that far side flag judge very animated with the call. 10-4 Bears as Neal attacks. Scott unable to dig that out as Pugmire gets a second arm to it, but into the wall behind the back line. That'll be an ace for Neal. We're going to get a timeout by the Rebels sideline as you are watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com. Neal serves, dug out by Taylor. As they go right back to Taylor on the left wing, she attacks, tipped high in the air. Bears flip it back over. Rebels will set up the attack. They go Wallenstein, middle of the floor. She attacks. Good dig there in the back row by Shaw. Bears go to Skinner. Blocked at the net. I believe that was Janie Wallenstein, who leads this team in blocks as the Bears play it over safely. Rebels set up. They go Taylor, left wing. She's going to tip it over the top. Diving effort from the back row by Neal. Keeps it alive. Middle block attack is going to fall in, as that's Claudia Johnson with the kill, as the Rebels trail 12-4 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Neal back to the line to serve. Ball over, dug out by Scott. They go Taylor left wing. She's going to attack. Dug out by Birch on the left wing side. Skinner's going to poke it over. Nicely dug out there by Wilson. They go Wallenstein, middle of the floor. That's going to go out of bounds across that back line. And the Bears lead 13-4 here in set number one. Neal to serve. Scott with the dig. As they go Taylor on the left wing. That's blocked at the net. Wallenstein trying to save it. Goes off her arms backwards. 14-4 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Neal to serve again. Scott digs it out. As they go to Paige Smith, who flips it over. Bears on the attack. They go Skinner, left wing. She attacks. Scott with a nice dig. Wilson there to play it back to the middle of the floor for Pugmire. She attacks from the 10-foot line. Dug out by Neal. They're going to go middle of the floor to Johnson, and she hits that one. 14-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard as the Rebels will serve with Violet Taylor. Taylor lets it go with the right hand. Nicely done by Shaw to dig that out. Skinner's going to attack from the 10-foot line, as that's going to be too far across that back line, out of bounds, as Violet Taylor plays a little limbo there, Rob, to get out of the way of that one.
That was a good move. Little dodgeball.
Taylor back to the line to serve. Dug out in the back row by Shaw. Skinner, left wing attack. That's tipped at the net. Good dig there by Wilson, as Skinner pokes it back over. Rebels look to set up the attack for Wallenstein. She tips it on that far wing. That's a great kill there from Janie Wallenstein with a little bit of finesse. She found the ball. The ball goes about a foot over the net, lands on the Bears side. Great job by Wallenstein, as Taylor back to the line to serve. Bears set up Birch in the back row. That's dug out by Taylor, back row. Scott is going to attack from the 10-foot line on the left wing. She finds Birch on the opposite corner. Skinner's going to attack from the left wing. Nicely done by Wilson. They go to Wallenstein, middle of the floor. She tries that back left corner, instead finds Shaw. Middle of the floor attack, as that's going to be Skinner out of bounds across that sideline. But I think they're going to say it was deflected by the Rebels. 15-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard, as the Bears will serve with Skinner, as that's going to fall in for an ace. Wallenstein wasn't as close to the sideline as I think she thought, as she elected to let that ball go. But that'll be back to the line for Skinner. That was her 12th ace of the season, as Taylor digs out her next serve. They go Paige Smith on the right wing side, as Neal gets underneath that one. That's punch blocked at the line by Wallenstein. She's had a heck of a start, as that's another punch in the air by Wallenstein. Scott's going to flip it over. Bears on the attack. They go Birch, left wing side. Wilson gets an arm to it, off the ceiling. Good hustle by Smith to keep it alive. And then there's a miscommunication there between a couple of Rebels. And we talked about this in the pregame, Rob. We want to see them communicate better.
Got to talk. I got it. You take it.
Dugout in the back row off the serve by Wallenstein. They go right back to Wallenstein, middle blocker. That's blocked to the net by Johnson as another block. Actually, that hit the net. That's going to be 4 hits against the Rebels. 18-7 on the station on main scoreboard. Back to the line is Skinner. She'll let it go. Dugout by Taylor. They set up Scott, left wing. She attacks. That's off the front line. Nice effort there by Skinner to keep it alive. Birch from the left wing. Diving effort by Taylor. No avail as it goes off her arms under the net. 19-7 on the station on main scoreboard. Rebels trail. Skinner to the line to serve again. Ball over. That's going to be an ace. 20-7. As the Bears, they have opened up a wide margin here in set number 1. Skinner back to the line. Lets it go. Scott with the dig. Wilson dump set. Nicely read there by Skinner. Middle of the floor attack from Johnson's going to find the corner in the back left side. 21-7. As we're getting another timeout called by the Rebels. As you are watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Established in 1872, Woodruff, Utah has a long history of good neighbors helping each other succeed. Woodruff was built with hard work, integrity, and a sense of community that can be felt every time you visit. We have always celebrated all students in academics and extracurricular activities, and we cheer on our Rich Rebels. Woodruff, Utah, a great place to live.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth as we are in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com. As Les Schwab Plains Tires, we are business earning your trust, as if you ever need tires in Evanston, make sure you check out Les Schwab Plains Tires. Ball played over. Rebels dig it out with Taylor. They set up Scott, left wing. She lets it go. That's blocked at the front of the net. Off the Rebels and out of bounds across the sideline on their own side. 22-7 on the station on main scoreboard. Ball over. Dug out by Taylor. As they go Smith on the right wing. She tries to find that sideline. It goes out of bounds. 23-7 on the station on main scoreboard, as it's not been a good set so far. Skinner with the serve. Scott digs it out. As Wallenstein will bump it over. Bears play it. Set up an attack for Birch. Nicely dug out by Taylor over the net to the back row. They go back to Birch. She attacks. Taylor digs this one out as Scott's there to bump it back to the middle. Pugmire attacks. That's going to go into the net. 24-7 on the station on main scoreboard. As for the Rebels, you want to try to build momentum heading into the second set, as it's starting to unravel on him as Taylor's able to get there, and that's going to fall in for a fitting end to this set. 25-7, the Bears take it as we head to a commercial break. You're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. From insulation and scaffolding to paintings and coatings, our crews are standing by to assist with new construction, maintenance projects, facility shutdowns, and more. Contact us today to ensure your assets are protected and functional. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
The best trips away from home always come when you know you're among friends. This is Coulter Patterson, General Manager at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. I invite you to stay with us every time you're here. We've got the absolute best staff. Lots of our team members have been working together for years, and we feel like we're a happy family. I guarantee you'll feel that when you come stay with us. We're always glad that you choose the Come On In, and we'll do everything to make your stay comfortable and relaxing. The Come On In Hotel and Suites is the best place to stay because we have the best staff in Casper. Come on in today.
After winning a Week 2 slugfest with the Monticello Buckaroos, 15-6, the Rebels hit the road to take on the Altamont Longhorns, as it'll be their first road game of the season. I'm Aaron Poling, going to be joined by Rob Leifson on the call. Please join us on 98.3 KADQ as well as tuning in on mylocalradio.com for live video coverage. We'll go back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth as we are going to meet your 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team presented by Little Springs Water.
Hi, I'm Casey Wilson. I am going to be a senior this year, and I will be playing varsity setter.
Hi, my name is Naya Jolly. I'm going to be varsity opposite, which is right side, and I'll be a senior.
I'm Janie Valentine. I'm going to be a senior, and I will be a middle blocker on varsity.
My name is Hannah Scott. I'm going to be a senior, and I am playing varsity outside hitter.
Good, it's your girl Violet Taylor, a.k.a. V-Swizzle, and this year I'll be playing varsity outside.
Hey, I'm Haiti Pugmire. I'm going to be a senior, and I'm playing middle blocker on varsity.
Hey, I'm Brinley Hatch. I'm going to be a junior this year, and I play middle blocker.
Hi, I'm Cassie Argyle. I'm going to be a junior this year, and I play outside hitter.
Hi, my name is Leah Peterson, and I'm going to be a sophomore, and I'm playing outside hitter.
Bella Wheeler. I'm a sophomore. I'm probably going to play opposite.
Paige Smith, sophomore, outside hitter.
My name is Tyler Pugmire. I'll be a sophomore, and I'm playing middle.
I'm Tess Cornia. I'm a sophomore, and I'm a setter.
I'm Avery Weston. I'm a sophomore, and I play opposite.
I'm Braylon Pugmire. I'm a freshman. I'll be playing outside hitter.
I'm Lacey McKinnon, and I'm a freshman, and I'm going to be middle hitter.
I'm Molly Weston, and I'm a freshman, and I'll be playing outside hitter.
I'm Jalen Lutz. I'm going to be a freshman, and I'm a setter.
My name is Lida Taylor. I'm going to be a freshman, and I want to play middle hitter.
My name is Kelsey Heiner. I'm going to be a freshman, and I'm going to be back left.
Ball over net as we are ready to go here in set number 2. Taylor digs it out as they go Scott. That's going to go into the bleachers as the Bears pick up the first point here in set number 2. Bears up 1-0 in sets. As if you're the Rebels, you got to shake off that first set. Is Rob, if we're going to be honest, they got dog walked. It was not pretty as they're going to look to bounce back here in set number 2 as that serve's going to go out of bounds across the back line. And we are tied at 1 here in set 2. Rob, what adjustments do you want to see?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to say. You got an 11-0 run to end that set with. You got to do something on getting shorter.
As Walentine's serve goes out of bounds across that back line. Go ahead, Rob.
You got to shut those runs down. You can't give up an 11-0 run. They had an 8-0 run earlier in the set.
It's Birch to serve. Ball over. Dug out diving dig by Scott. Bears set up middle of the floor for Wells. Blocked to the front of the net by Pugmire. Walentine bumps it over as Wells tries again. Wells again. Nice dig there by Smith as the Bears look to set up. They're going to go to Skinner, and that's blocked into the net on the Rebels side as it'll be 3-1 Bears here in set number 2.
Fourth kill for Cortland Skinner.
As she averages about 3 per set. Had 3 in that first set. As Birch to the line to serve. Ball over as that's going to fall in for an ace. 4-1 on the Station on Main scoreboard.
To match her 4 kills, that's her 4th ace.
Birch back to the line. She'll serve again. As that tips the net, another ace. Back-to-back aces for this Bears team. As the Rebels find themselves behind 5-1 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Birch will serve again. As this time it's dug out by Walentine. Scott unable to get to it. That's going to be 3 straight aces for Birch.
None of them in the same spot, Aaron, so it's not like you can predict where this one's going.
As Birch back to the line to serve. Looking for 4 straight as it's 6-1 Bears. That one's going to go too far out of bounds as she nearly caught that back line. 6-2 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Paige Smith goes to the line to serve. Smith lets it go. Dug out back row by Skinner. They're going right back to her on the left wing. She tips it over. Scott with a diving dig. As Skinner attacks again, as she goes into the net, Rebels will pick up the point. As a pretty nice diving play on the near side by a couple of Rebels to keep that ball alive. 6-3, Bears on top. Smith lets it go. Shaw with the dig. As they set up Skinner near side, she attacks. That one goes into the net. 6-4 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As Smith will serve again.
Only the 7th unforced error by the Bears. They've been playing very clean volleyball.
Smith plays it over. Dug out by Birch. It's played back to the middle where Wells from the 10-foot line attacks. Smith digs it out. Scott is going to attack from the left wing. That's too far out of bounds across that back line as Ava Ellsworth's going to check in for Smith. And on the other side, Johnson checks in for Shaw. Wells will serve. Ball over, dug out by Taylor. They're going to set up Scott, left wing. She attacks. Deflected at the front of the net and falls in as Hannah Scott picks up the kill. 7-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Shaw checks in for Wells. She is the libero as she can check in that back row anytime she wants.
Pugmire, or Scott's first kill of the match.
Scott with the kill will go to the line to serve. Attacks, that's into the net. Unforced error puts the Bears up 8-5 as Neal will check in for Crockett.
Second service error by the Rebels in the set.
Neal to the line. Off the bench, ball in the air, dug out by Scott as Taylor plays it back to the middle for Wilson, who's just going to bump it over safely as the Bears look to set up the attack. As they go left wing, Skinner, that is deflected by Wilson, and it goes out of bounds actually across that far sideline. As when you attack the ball as hard as Skinner does, sometimes can't really control where it goes off the block as Neal will attack. Ball over, played by Scott. So they go to Taylor on the left wing. She attacks. That's going to be deflected out of bounds as Taylor picks up the kill. 9-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Pugmire will go to the line to serve. Pugmire with the left-handed serve over the net. Dug out back row by Neal. As they go middle of the floor for Johnson. She attacks. That's into the net. 9-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Rob. The Rebels have already scored nearly as many points they did in that last set.
They matched it.
Pugmire over the net. Dug out by Shaw. As they go left wing for Skinner. Deflected. Pugmire gets her hands to it. Keeps it alive as Taylor, she attacks. Shaw with the dig. Bears on the attack. Skinner in the left wing has to adjust as that goes over the head of Ellsworth. I think it clipped her hands, goes out of bounds. 10-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard with the Bears back on the serve with Cortland Skinner. Her serve over the net, dug out by Scott. Rebels on the attack. Taylor left wing, that's deflected. Wilson keeps it alive and over. Great job by Casey to get her arms to it. Bears on the attack as that's deflected down by Wilson, who went into the net. As that will be point Bears. As the Rebels don't know it yet, but Casey had her hand into the net when she tipped that one over. 11-7, Skinner back to the line. As the coach, Stephanie Birch, asked the bench what happened. Rebels dig out the serve. Taylor left wing, she attacks. Dug out in the air for a moment by Skinner. Ball falls in as that'll be another kill for Violet Taylor. Casey Wilson the line to serve, 11-8 as Smith checks in for Ellsworth. Ball over the net, dug out back row by Skinner. As they set up Birch on the near side, that hit the antenna. That'll be a point for the Rebels as that's out of bounds. 11-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wilson lets it go with that right hand. Dug out back row by Neal. As they go left wing, Birch, she attacks off the arms of Scott and out of bounds. 12-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard.
Got inside the antenna on that one.
Wells back into the game for Johnson. Shaw serves, dug out by Pugmire. Taylor on the left wing, she attacks. They're going to get a lift against the Rebels. 13-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Shaw will serve again. Taylor digs it out. They set up Taylor on the left wing. She attacks. That's deflected off the front row and down as Wells got her hands to that one. It lands inbounds on the Bears side. As there's not a lot of attacks that Hallie Wells don't get her hands to, as she is very tall, very lanky, has really long arms, a very good middle blocker. Only a freshman for this Bears squad. Taylor serves, dug out as Wells attacks from the 10-foot line. Scott with a nice dig. Wilson keeps it alive for Wallentine, who plays it into the net. 14-10, and there's the arms of Wells right there. A little bit of a deterrent there for Wallentine.
Bears are looking good for the future. They only have one senior. When you get that kind of play from a freshman, you know your future's bright.
Sharp with the serve. That's off the tape. Wilson does a good job keeping it alive. Scott will attack from the 10-foot line. That's too far out of bounds across that back line. 15-10 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And that one senior is Lily Crockett, who rotates in and out for this Bear squad. Serve in the air. Dug out by Wallentine. They go Scott left wing. She flips it over the net, and that's going to fall in as Hannah Scott threw the change up there. Gets the kill, 15-11 on the station on main scoreboard with Wallentine to the line to serve.
Jenny with 9 aces so far this year.
Lets it go into the net.
And the broadcaster jinx.
16-11 on the station on main scoreboard. The Rebels have to clean it up as the Bears have been good themselves, but Rebels are giving them quite a few points just with mishits and errors. As it's Birch to serve. Taylor digs it out. There goes Scott left wing. She attacks down that sideline out of bounds. 17-11 on the station on main scoreboard. Birch to the line to serve. As she attacks with that right hand. Ball over. Dug out by Taylor. Into the front of the net as that's finished off there by Skinner. Another mistake leads to an easy kill for the Bears. 18-11 on the station on main scoreboard as the Bears, they've really taken advantage of these Rebels mistakes.
Little happy birthday present there.
Ball over. Birch. Dug out by Taylor. There goes Scott left wing. She attacks as that's off the arms of Birch. Off the ceiling. Good concentration by Shaw to keep it alive. Wells bumps it over. Rebels look to set up the attack as they do. Left wing, Scott, she lets it go. Deflected off that front line out of bounds as Scott picks up the kill, 18-12 on the station on main scoreboard.
Had his third kill of the set.
For the Rebels here, you got to start to build momentum, whether it's momentum to come all the way back here in set number 2 or momentum for that third set as Smith lets the serve go. Dug out back line by Birch. They go Skinner on the left wing as that catches Taylor up high. Lands in on the Rebels side, 19-11 on the station on main scoreboard as Ellsworth checks in for Smith. Shaw's going to check out as Wells will go to the line to serve. Johnson replaces Shaw. Wells lets it go. Dug out by Pugmire. Rebels set it up for Scott, left wing. She attacks. That's touched at the net, falls in. As Crockett got her hands to it, tried to bump it back in the air. It rolls off her arm and down. As is 19-13 on the station on main scoreboard. Scott will serve. As we're awaiting the whistle.
Got a clock going inadvertently.
Scott lets it go. Ball over. Dug out in the back row by Birch. They go to Crockett left wing. Wallentine slides in for the dig. They go Taylor left wing. She attacks. As that's to the floor for Birch. She makes a good dig. Middle of the floor for Johnson. She attacks. That is too far out of bounds, except the Rebels tipped it on that front line. 20-13 on the station on main scoreboard.
Who do you want to give the kill to on that one, Aaron?
Excuse me. I thought Johnson was the one to attack it as that falls into the net. 20-14. Rebels pick up the point. Will serve for Pugmire. Ball in the air, Pugmire lets it go with that left hand. Nicely done by the Bears to get it back to Birch for the attack from the back row. Rebels dig it out with Scott. Taylor on the left wing, she attacks. Finds the arms of Shaw, back row for the Bears. They go Skinner in the left wing, deflected high in the air as Wallentine gets to it, or excuse me, Pugmire gets to it. As the Rebels set up Wallentine, she tips it over, Bears snuff it out. Skinner will attack from the left wing. Scott gets her hands to it. Set up Taylor. She'll attack from the 10-foot line. Deflected. Shaw gets to it for the moment. Diving back to try to make the play was Johnson, but when she dove back to get to it, she hit it back towards the wall where none of her teammates were. Heck of an effort there from the Bears, as it's been kind of the fight for the Rebels to get points as the Bears have been everywhere on defense. Pugmire serves. Dug out by Birch. There goes Skinner, left wing, as she attacks. As that is going to go too far out of bounds across that right wing sideline. 20-16 on the station on main scoreboard with Pugmire going back to the line to serve. Haiti lets it go. Dug out by Shaw. There goes Skinner. She tips it. Ellsworth with a dig. And that's dug out again as they're going to get a into the net call against Skinner as she reached over to try to tip it down. 20-17 on the station on main scoreboard with Pugmire to serve. As we're going to get a timeout called by the Bears as you are watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
The Hometown Drive-In has been helping families celebrate and create happy memories at beautiful Bear Lake for generations. With amazing burgers, fries, and other Hometown Drive-In favorites, the food is always delicious and everyone in the family will find something they love. Whenever you're at Bear Lake, make sure you stop. Beautiful blue water and Bear Lake raspberry shakes have been making people smile for generations. Put a smile on your face at the Hometown Drive-In, Bear Lake.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. In the middle of 2023, Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com as well as on 98.3 KDQ. As Pugmire will serve, ball over net, dug out by Birch. They set up Crockett left wing, actually make that Skinner left wing, blocked to the net. I believe Wilson got to it. They're going to go back to Skinner. She deflects it over. That falls in as she gets the tip kill there. 21-17 on the Station on Main scoreboard. That'll send Skinner to the line to serve. Rebels dig out to serve. Taylor left wing attacks. That's deflected out of bounds as Taylor picks up the kill. 21-18 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As Wilson goes to the line to serve, Smith checks in for Ellsworth.
Violet's 5th kill of the set.
Wilson serves, ball over net. Dug out, back row by Skinner. They go Birch left wing. She attacks, that is in on that back row. 22-18 on the Station on Main scoreboard as they have multiple players who can attack the ball very well from the outside hitter spot. As Shaw will go to the line to serve as she replaces Claudia Johnson. Ball over net, dug out by Scott. Rebels set up Taylor on the left wing. She attacks, that's deflected high in the air. Bears get underneath it with Neal. As they go Birch, she tips with the left hand, deflected down at the front line by the Rebels. I think Smith got her hands to it. It bounced off her hands, deflected to the middle of the floor. As Shaw back to the line to serve, as that's going to fall in for an ace. 24-18 on the Station on Main scoreboard as we're going to get a Rich Rebels timeout. You are watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. The set point is in the hands of Sadie Shaw. Dug out by Scott. Rebels go Taylor left wing. She attacks, deflected. That's going to go high in the air off the hands of Birch. Birch is going to get set up on the left wing. That's going to go into the net. Rebels pick up the point. 24-19 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Taylor to the line to serve, ball over, dug out by Skinner as Birch attacks. That goes too far out of bounds as they're calling for the deflection. As I didn't think that was deflected. It will stay with the Rebels. I think that was more about the last play where it looked like the Rebels got the block. Instead, Taylor will serve, ball over. Dug out by the Bears as well as tips it, and that's going to fall in, and the Bears pick up this one 25-20 on the Station on Main scoreboard. They go up 2-0 as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com as well as listening on 98.3 KDQ. We'll have the third set after this.
Rich School District has a legendary history of student success in the classroom and in other areas. Over 70% of Rich High students are involved in extracurricular activities. Participation in the classroom, on the field, in the gym, or on the stage helps students reach their potential. Working together with students, the community, and an amazing staff, we have the opportunity to build tomorrow's leaders. Rich School District, focusing on success, one student at a time.
The Hometown Drive-In has been helping families celebrate and create happy memories at beautiful Bear Lake for generations. With amazing burgers, fries, and other Hometown Drive-In favorites, the food is always delicious and everyone in the family will find something they love. Whenever you're at Bear Lake, make sure you stop. Beautiful blue water and Bear Lake raspberry shakes have been making people smile for generations. Put a smile on your face at the Hometown Drive-In, Bear Lake.
The season rolls on as the Rich Rebels hit the road to take on the Altamont Longhorns in a region matchup. I'm Aaron Poling, inviting you to join me on 98.3 KADQ or for live video stream online at mylocalradio.com. Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plain Stars broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com. As we head to the third set, the Bears are on top 2-0 as we move to set 3. Rebels have some work to do, Rob, as they trail 2-0.
Well, we've seen that you can't come back from a 2-0 deficit to take it in 5, but that's not I don't think that's the original plan that you draw up if you're Coach Wasden.
So the last 2 games have been 3-0 comebacks, and you have to imagine that, it's tough to come back 3-0. Rebels are capable of doing it, but playing much better in that second set leaves you with a better chance if you feel it on that Rebels sideline, as they played much better in set 2, dropping that one 25-20 versus the 25-7 that we saw in set number 1.
Well, they picked up 9 kills in that set compared to 3 in the first set. But the Bears picked up 11 kills compared to their 7 in the first set. And the Bears also with 4 aces in that set, total of 7 so far in the match. The Rebels yet to get an ace.
As the Rebels are going to have to improve here, as the Bears have been very good, but the Rebels have also made quite a few mistakes, as they're going to try to clean up those mistakes. And if you can clean them up, and you can live with the results if you play well here in the third set. As we are ready to go, Sharp, the sophomore, who leads this team in aces, will serve. She attacks, ball over the net, dug out by Scott. As they go Taylor, left wing, she attacks. That's deflected high in the air. Shaw with the dig. As they go near side, Burt, she attacks. That's tipped and down, as the Rebels aren't able to get to it off the deflection, as that is a 1-0 Bears on the Station on main scoreboard here in set number 3. Back to the line to serve for Sharp. She attacks, punches it over. Scott digs it out. Rebels set up Taylor left wing, and she'll tip it over, and that's going to fall in. It's a crafty play there from Violet Taylor to pick up the first point of the third set for the Rebels, as she'll go to the line to serve. Taylor lets the serve go. Ball's over the net. Dug out in the back row by Skinner, as Crockett is going to have to bump it over. Rebels with a chance to attack here. They go Scott left wing. She attacks. That's into the arms in the back row of Skinner. Birch plays it over to Crockett with the left hand, as that's off the arms of Taylor, out of bounds. 2-1 Bears on the Station on main scoreboard.
Crockett with their first kill of the match.
Birch will serve. She lets it go over the net, dug out by Taylor. As they go to Scott, left wing. She'll tip it over. Diving effort from the back row, and Neal to keep it alive, as Birch will attack from the 10-foot line. Wilson digs out for the Rebels as Smith sets up Wallentine, middle of the floor. Deflected down to the ground as Janie Wallentine picks up the kill. 2-2 on the Station on main scoreboard.
Her first kill since the first set. That's her third of the match.
As Wallentine will serve after the kill. Lets it go. That's going to go too far out of bounds as the Bears go back on top. And Rob, anytime it seems the Rebels pick up a little bit of momentum.
And we talked about that as one of the keys of the game. That seemed to be the Cokeville tournament MO.
Wells with a serve. Scott with a dig. They're going to go to her on the attack from the left wing. That's deflected high in the air for the Bears to get underneath it. They go to Skinner as the Rebels dig it out. They set up Scott left wing. She tries down that left side corner, and she's able to find it as the Rebels tie it at 3 on the Station on main scoreboard, with Shaw checking back in for Wells on the Bears sideline as Smith will serve.
Page with 7 aces so far in the young season.
Smith with the serve into the net as Rob.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my mouth shut, Aaron. Thank you very much. The old jinx got us again.
Not that it has really anything to do with anything. It just seems to always work out that way. 4-3 Bears on the station on main scoreboard. And if I remember correctly, I think the Bears serving, I don't know how many errors they have. They have very few, but I don't remember the Rebels with very many aces as well. As Ellsworth gets the dig. Scott on the left wing will attack as we're going to call a lift against the Rebels. 5-3 on the station on main scoreboard. Neal back to the line to serve. She lets it go. Dug out by Scott. As they go back to Scott on the left wing, she attacks, deflected. Shaw with a diving effort to keep it alive. Bears go to Skinner as Ellsworth's able to dig that out. Scott from the left wing tries that left side again. Jumping save by Neal. Bears unable to get underneath it, but heck of a job there by Taisley Neal to keep that alive as she lunged for that ball. Rebels will serve with Scott. 5-4. Scott lets it go. That's going to go too far out of bounds. Bears go back up by 2.
There's your service error again, Aaron. That's third one of the set. They had 3 last set.
Serve over, dug out by Scott. As the Rebels go to Taylor, she's going to punch it over with that left hand. Dug out by Skinner. As they go Birch, left side. That's going to fall in. As it's 7-4 on the station on main scoreboard. Back to the line to serve is Skinner. Scott with the dig. Taylor with the attack from the left wing as that's off of Shaw's arms into the bleachers as that'll go as a kill for Violet Taylor. 7-5 on the station on main scoreboard.
This is more of the volleyball that we expected, Aaron, from this set.
Shaw seems to get to everything in that back row. Nothing seems to fall in without her touching it. So that's dug out by Skinner as they go to Birch. She tried to poke it over with the left hand, didn't get enough of it, falls in on the Bears side. 7-6 Bears on the station on main scoreboard. Pugmire to the line to serve. Ball over. Dug out back row by Neal. As they go Birch, left wing, she attacks off the hands of Wallenstein. It's going to fall out of bounds. 8-4 on the station on main scoreboard. 8-6, excuse me.
I was going to correct you, but you caught yourself.
Shaw to the line to serve. Lets it go. Dug out by Scott. Set up Taylor, left wing. She attacks. That's off the arms of Shaw over the net on the Rebels side. That's going to fall in out of bounds. 8-7 on the station on main scoreboard. Good job by Taylor letting it fall, but also good job by Taylor to get out of the way so the flag judge can see that. As she was down the line, could have set a screen, gets out of the way. Rebels pick up the point with Wilson to serve. Dug out in the back row by Skinner. Birch will attack from the left wing. Scott with the dig as they go Taylor left wing. She attacks with the right hand, tips it off the antenna as a little finesse play goes awry for the Rebels. 9-7 on the station on main scoreboard.
Only the second unforced error by the Rebels in this set, which has cleaned things up a lot better than those first 2 sets.
Sharp will serve. She attacks with that right hand off the net and falls in. Another ace for this Bears serving side. As Sharp will go back to the line to serve. Sharp attacks. This one dug out by Pugmire, goes over the net as Wells tries to attack. Scott and Pugmire there to save it. Rebels set up Taylor from the left wing. She punches it over as that's nearly a hoop. Saved by Shaw, played over by the Bears. Great defense there. Rebels look to attack. Taylor, left wing, blocked in as the Bears are going to pick up a huge point there. As the Rebels are going to call a timeout. As you are watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com as well as on 98.3 KDQ.
Buying or selling real estate can be fun, especially when you have a realtor that's working hard on your behalf. Gary McKee and the team at Bear Lake Realty have unparalleled industry knowledge, experience, and local expertise. The team at Bear Lake Realty will work to get you the best price. Whatever you're looking for, buying or selling, residential, commercial, year-round living, half shares, quarter shares, or income property, hire the best real estate company, Bear Lake Realty. Log on today, bearlakerealty.com.
Welcome back back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. It is time for the Gare Bear Fan Cam, brought to you by Bear Lake Realty in Bear Lake. When you need a realtor, whether you're buying or selling, hire the best. Gary McKee and Bear Lake Realty. Log on today at bearlakerealty.com or call 435-946-8888 as we go back to our live cam. Serve by Sharp, dug out by Pugmire. Rebels set up Wallenstein, middle of the floor. She punches that one too far out of bounds across that back line. 12-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard.
5-0 run by the Bears.
Back to the line for Sharp. She approaches, attacks with the right hand. Dug out by Pugmire. Wilson saves it back to the middle of the floor where Scott's going to push it over. Bears on the attack. They set up middle of the floor for Wells. That's blocked down on the Rebels side. 13-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As there's Wells, the freshman. Sharp will serve again. Dug out by Pugmire. Go to Taylor, left wing, she'll attack. That's deflected off the front line as Shaw makes a huge diving dig there as that's going to fall in for Birch as she attacked from the left wing. 14-7. Bears have doubled up the Rebels here in set number 3.
Once again, Shaw in the right place at the right time.
Sharp to serve as that's going to go too far out of bounds as the run ends. 14-8 as that ball nearly fell in on that back line. Sends Taylor to the line to serve. Rebels looking to mount a comeback here. They trail by 6. Taylor lets it go. Ball over. Dug out by the Bears. They go opposite side for Skinner. Nice dig there by Taylor. Scott will attack from the left wing. Deflected. There's Shaw again to save it back row. Set up Birch on the left wing. That's blocked at the front of the net. Wallenstein got her hands to that. Back on the Bear side is Crockett. That's blocked again by Wallenstein. As Birch into the net. As that is 14-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Janie Wallenstein with a couple of blocks there. Taylor will attack from the right wing side. Serve over. Diving dig by Shaw. As they set up Wells middle of the floor, and she finds that back left corner. 15-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard.
Found an open corner for sure.
W. Birch to serve. She attacks right hand, ball over. Wilson with the awkward dig. Able to get it in the air high enough for Taylor to play it over. Rebels live to fight another play. As they set up Crockett. Dug out by Pugmire. Scott, left wing attack. Finds the arms of Birch. As they go to Crockett, she'll attack from the left wing again. Deflected high in the air for Scott to get underneath it. As Wilson sets up Smith, she'll attack on the right wing. That's blocked. Saved by the Rebels for the moment. It stays in as Wells is going to finish that one, though. As the Rebels were able to get their arms to the ball, unfortunately, they set it up on a platter for Hallie Wells as she buries that one middle of the floor. As Birch back to the line to serve. Ball over, dug out by Taylor. As Wilson's going to have to reverse bump it over from the middle of the floor. Bears on the attack. As they set up Skinner, she mishits that one into the net, 16-10. A rare mistake here for the Bears.
Yeah, only their 4th unforced error of the set.
Sends Wallenstein back to serve as that's into the net. As it's really been on the serve where the difference in the game has been. As Wells lets it go, dug out by Scott. Go right back to Scott on the left wing. She attacks as that's popped high in the air by Sharp. An attack from 10 feet by Skinner goes into the net, 17-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard as the Rebels look to mount a comeback. Smith will serve. Ball over. Dug out by Birch. Middle of the floor, pushed over by Skinner as we're going to get a lift called against the Bears. 17-12 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Smith back to the line, lets it go, and that is going to be an ace for the sophomore Smith as Birch got her arms to it. It deflected off her backwards, nearly leaves the gym as back to the line for Smith. She lets it go, ball over, dug out there by Skinner as they go middle of the floor for Johnson. She attacks off the front line and out of bounds. 18-13 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Ellsworth checks in for Smith. And on the Bears side, it is Neal for Crockett. Neal off the bench, right to the service stripe. Attacks with that right hand, dug out by Ellsworth. As they set up Scott, left wing, she attacks. That is, they're going to say the attack into the net. 4 hits against the Rebels, 19-13 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Neal back to the line to serve. The Rebels want to make a move. They're going to have to start soon as that goes out of bounds across that back line. 19-14 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Scott will serve. Ball goes over the net, dug out by Shaw. Bears on the attack. They go left wing for Skinner. Walentine's there to dig it out as they set up Taylor on the left wing. She taps it over, finds Skinner. As they go middle of the floor for Johnson, she attacks. Scott with a dig in the back row. She lunges to her left as Pugmire will attack middle of the floor as they're going to call a lift against Pugmire. 20-14 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Serve over by Skinner as that's going to be an ace as that goes off the arms of Scott into the net. 21-14 on the Station on Main scoreboard.
Cortland's 6th ace of the match.
Served again, dug out by Scott as this is another ace and make it her 7th. 22-14 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Cassie Argyle is going to check in as the libero for Hannah Scott. As Taylor gets the dig. Set up Pugmire from the right wing side. That's deflected in the air and falls in as Johnson got her hands to it, popped it up in the air. Unable to get underneath it are the Bears. 22-15 as Pugmire will serve. Ball over. Dug out back row by Neal as they set up Birch on the near side. That is out of bounds across that back line. 22-16 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels will serve with Pugmire. The left-handed serve over the net, dug out by Neal as it falls in on the Rebel side. Taylor reaches over and taps it in as that's an easy kill there as Taylor jumped over Walentine to get to that ball.
It's a good read by Violet.
Pugmire, ball over the net, dug out by the Bears. They go to Birch as Argyle makes a diving dig. Rebels unable to get to the ball. 23-17 on the Station on Main scoreboard.
And double-digit kills for Brinley Birch.
Let's send Shaw to the line to serve. Ball over. Argyle digs it out as Wilson back to the middle of the floor for Walentine's attack as she mishits that one into the net. 24-17 on the Station on Main scoreboard as we're going to get a timeout called by the Rebels. You're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Whether you're recovering from an injury, just had surgery, or you're dealing with a chronic condition, Evanston Regional Hospital Physical Therapy will help you every step of the way to reach your goals and get back to doing what you love. In addition to the top-of-the-line facilities, we are the only physical therapy clinic in Southwest Wyoming with a full-size therapy pool and spa for aquatic-based treatment. Call today to schedule an appointment. Evanston Regional Hospital, helping you get your life back.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com. 24-17. Bears have match point in the hands of Sadie Shaw. She'll attack. Dug out by Argyle over the net as that's blocked by Wilson out of bounds as Birch will pick up that final kill, and that'll do it for us here as the Rich Rebels fall in 3 straight sets. You are watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com as well as listening on 98.3 KDQ.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
After winning a Week 2 slugfest with the Monticello Buckaroos 15-6, the Rebels hit the road to take on the Altamont Longhorns, as it'll be their first road game of the season. I'm Aaron Poling, going to be joined by Rob Leifson on the call. Please join us on 98.3 KDQ, as well as tuning in on mylocalradio.com for live video coverage.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
We're off to the rodeo. My Local Rodeo is proud to bring you live streaming coverage of high school rodeo from Utah and Wyoming, as well as the Intermountain Icebreaker of the National High School Rodeo Association's Western Legacy Series in 2023 and 2024. If you're interested in becoming a broadcast sponsor and advertising your business to the most loyal group of viewers in the country, you won't find a better opportunity. Call us today to claim your spot, 307-789-8116. That's 307-789-8116. We're off to the rodeo.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
The season rolls on as the Rich Rebels hit the road to take on the Altamont Longhorns in a region matchup. I'm Aaron Poling, inviting you to join me on 98.3 KDQ or for live video stream online at mylocalradio.com.
Fast, fresh, delicious. 3 words that describe your experience every time you enjoy a delicious meal with Jimmy John's. Utilizing the freshest ingredients, home-baked bread, and professional sandwich building skills, the team at Jimmy John's always delivers a mouth-watering sandwich to satisfy any hunger. Jimmy John's. Freaky fast, freaky fresh. Visit any of our locations today in Evanston, Rock Springs, Sheridan, and Gillette.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. It's time for your Independent Software Solutions postgame show. It's also time for your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. And for that, we go to Rob Leifson.
Well, this is definitely not the way we anticipated this, and we expected this to be a back-and-forth battle. But the Bears came out on fire. First set, 7-25, including an 11-0 run to finish the set. Second set went 20-25, 5-0 run for the Bears in that one. But the Rebels at least were competitive. And then the third one, it seemed like kind of midway through that third set, wheels were still coming off a little bit, ended up 17-25. Your final stats, Rich has 19 kills to Bear Lake's 29. Violet Taylor led the Rebels with 9. Hannah Scott with 5. Brindley Birch, no surprise, 11 kills for the Bears. Cortland Skinner with 8. Rebels, we said in the key to the game, was the service line. They have 1 service ace from Paige Smith. The Bears have 9, including 6 from Skinner. 23 unforced errors by the Rebels, only 19 by the Bears. 7 service errors by the Rebels, and total service errors by the Bears, only 5. I would like to say that the Rebels fought well, but I don't know what it was in the Bears, but this was not the same team we watched on Saturday. They seem to have even more confidence and even more firepower than they did on Saturday.
Yeah, this is a young Bears team that is really, really good. I'd expect them to make some noise when it comes to the Idaho postseason tournament. But, it's a rivalry game, so obviously you want to win this one if you're going to win any games in the season. And there's some Rebels that are frustrated, but you only have a little bit of time to be frustrated as you turn around. You have Tabiona tomorrow here. You can't worry about this loss too much, as when we come back, we'll have some post-game highlights for you. You're watching the 2023 Your Troubles varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in at 98.3 KDQ.
Established in 1872, Woodruff, Utah has a long history of good neighbors helping each other succeed. Woodruff was built with hard work, integrity, and a sense of community that can be felt every time you visit. We have always celebrated all students in academics and extracurricular activities, and we cheer on our rich Rebels. Woodruff, Utah, a great place to live.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. It is time for some post-game highlights brought to you by the Town of Woodruff on the Independent Software Solutions post-game show. For that, we turn it over to Rob Leifson.
A highlight for this one would probably be Violet Taylor with 4 kills in that third set. She seemed to have a couple of them where she was able to get full swing, and one of the few times that Sadie Shaw did not find herself in the right place. Sadie's, her parents, both Rebel alum. The Shaws have been a thorn in the side of the Rebels ever since they went to the Bear Lake side.
As those are your post-game highlights brought to you by the Town of Woodruff. When we come back, we'll have your precision play of the game. You're watching the 2023 Your Troubles varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Precision, the quality, condition, or fact of being exact and accurate.
Precision is important. Scoring the next point, making the perfect shot, getting the best score. And when you think of your dentist, you want precision to be the first word that comes to mind. That's why patients are so pleased with Dr. McKay Frankum. He provides precision family dentistry at reasonable prices to every patient. Dr. McKay Frankum, call today for an appointment.
Call Dr. McKay Frankum at 789-8910.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. It's time for the Dr. McKay Frankum precision play of the game. And Rob, but I can think of a couple. I mean, there was a pretty good diving dig by Cassie Argyle at the end of the game, coming in as a sophomore off the bench in the middle of the fire. You love to see that, but, there's some other plays. What else do you got for us, Rob?
Well, I'm going to have to give it to Sadie Shaw, because if you remember, there was a kill from the Rebels, and she went into the pads and with her foot to be able to dig that one out and get it back in play for the Bears, and they ended up winning the point. That, in my mind, was the play of the game. Seemed like the Rebels had a little bit of momentum on the point. She shut it right down with an amazing play off the wall.
Yeah, I was going to say that was that almost seemed to be the official play that let the sail completely, or the wind out completely out of the sails for the Rebels, as, it looked like the ball was going straight for the basketball hoop. Instead, Shaw's able to get there, play it back. As when we come back, we'll have your player of the game brought to you by the Crawford Trough. So you're watching the 2023 Your Troubles varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening on 98.3 KDQ.
Whether you're having a great day or not, food always makes it better. Delicious, fresh-cooked favorites like a juicy cheeseburger, a thick raspberry shake, onion rings, fries, or a River Bridge soda. A grilled chicken wrap always hits the spot. And don't forget twisted ice cream cones. They never disappoint. Add the always friendly and helpful staff at the Crawford Trough, and you've got the perfect recipe for a perfect meal. Something tasty from the Crawford Trough always makes your day better. Stop in today. The Crawford Trough, Randolph.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
back to the Les Schwab Playing Tires broadcast booth in the middle of 2023 Triples varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com. It's time for the Crawford Trough Player of the Game, the place to eat and drink in Randolph. And Rob, what do you have for us?
Well, maybe taboo, Aaron, but I cannot pass up giving Cortland Skinner the Player of the Game. 8 kills and 6 aces. She was huge in the Bears' win on Saturday in the Cokeville tournament, and I had an eye on her tonight, and I was not disappointed. She played a heck of a match.
You know, there are a lot of really good players on this Bears team, which, you know, it's a rivalry, and I know Rich fans probably don't want to admit it, but there's some really good players on this Bears team that, you know, they came out and they earned the win. They were the better team tonight, unfortunately, for the Rebels, but you know, we moved to our calendar update, and the Rebels don't have much time to dwell on that, as their next game will be tomorrow against Tabiona. Unfortunately, we will not have that on 98.3 or online at mylocalradio.com, as we'll be in Altamont with the football team, as we'll have week 3, the Rich Rebels taking on the Altamont Longhorns, a battle of the undefeated teams as the Rebels hit the road. And then our next volleyball broadcast will be on Saturday, as the Rebels will play Altamont on the road as well. As Rob, I'm going to get to see almost every part of Altamont, and they'll be staying over.
There you go. An update on the football game tomorrow. The broadcast will be at 5. Kickoff is at 5:30. That's a change on your schedules. It had been touted as a Friday Night Lights, under the lights, but they moved the game up from 7 to 4. Rebels got it back to 5:30, but it's still not good. I guess the fourth quarter we might be under the lights, Aaron.
Yep, so join us on 98.3 KDQ for Rebels football tomorrow and Rebels volleyball on Saturday. As I'm Aaron Pulling, that's Rob Leifson. Until next time, go Rebels.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. No portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. Thank you for joining us for this sports presentation on mylocalradio.com.